Hello everyone, GrimmmReviews here with another Transformers review. And today, we will be taking a look at 2019's Transformers collaborative, Ghostbusters x Transformers Ectotron. 1984's Ghostbusters was directed by Ivan Reitman, whose filmography includes films such as the 1981 war comedy Stripes and 1990's Kindergarten Cop, as well as numerous producing credits on many films. Ghostbusters was written by Saturday Night Live alumnus Dan Aykroyd and Caddyshack director Harold Ramis. This story follows our protagonists, Peter Venkman, Egon Spengler, Ray Stantz, and Winston Zeddemore, as they battle ghosts in New York City and uncover the secrets behind the cult of an entity known as Gozer the Gozerian. However, since hoofing it across such a giant city with 50 pounds of tech strapped to your back sounds like a recipe for a crunchy back, the Ghostbusters needed adequate transportation. This is where the Ecto-1 comes in. This 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor was and still is the Ghostbusters' choice of transportation, safely getting them from job to job no matter the situation. In 2019, Hasbro announced a brand new Transformers line under the name of Transformers Collaborative, with its first figure being a collaboration between the Ghostbusters franchise and Transformers, in the form of Autobot Ectronimus Diamatron, or just Ectotron. With this figure came the limited 5-issue run of IDW's Ghost of Cybertron series of comic books. In this story, Ectronimus Diamatron travels to Earth to uncover the secrets of a mysterious Cybertronian signal, disguising himself as the Ecto-1 and eventually teaming up with the original Ghostbusters to take down the Cybertronian ghosts that have appeared on Earth. Following his mission, Ectotron would leave Earth to become an intergalactic Ghostbuster. Taking a look at Ectotron's vehicle mode, we see that he turns into an amazing replica of Ecto-1. All of the major details are here, from the two Ghostbuster logos on the doors, the Ecto-1 license plate, Cadillac emblem, and of course all the iconic roof gear. This vehicle mode is fitted with 4 plastic wheels that are painted to match the Ecto-1, allowing this guy to roll pretty well. Overall, this vehicle mode is such a nice replica of the iconic Ectomobile. They really put a lot of love into making this thing. And the only real thing I can think of that's lacking is that this red stripe is supposed to travel a bit further up the vehicle. But regardless, I am very happy with how this thing looks. To get Ectotron into his robot mode, it takes 22 steps. And what we are going to do first is that we are going to take this hose and we're going to plug the hose, take this ladder, and we are going to unplug the ladder from the top here, come over on this side, and we're going to grab this hose and we are going to tab 1, 2, and then another one on the top. And then we are going to grab this gun and we are going to untab it from the side, remove it, set it off to the side, and then we are going to take the roof here and we are going to grab it, untab it, and remove it from the top, and it just kind of tabs in onto 2 pegs in here and in here. Save for the end of the review if you want to know how to get this thing back into here, because it's a bit of a pain. And taking a bit closer look here at the roof gear, I just love how this looks. We get everything here that you want, from the speakers, the alarms, and all the random little odds and ends, even the yellow canisters. And what we are going to do with this is we are going to grab this red piece and we are going to move it to the side. And then we are going to grab this back piece, and it's just on this little double hinge, and we are going to untab it and start moving it forward, which is going to move this entire piece downward like so. Take this little bronze hose here and move this piece up, and you are going to tab it into this little port here, and then just which it's on this kind of soft, so there we go. And then just kind of take this entire section and move it up. And there we have the proton pack transformed and ready to be attached. And taking a look at this, we get some more molded detail here with the proton pack, a lot of wiring and other such things. It is very nice how this thing transforms. I really like what they did with this. And of course, you also get the little proton wand, which is this just solid black piece. Really not a lot to write home about. You do get some molded detail, and this is compatible with, I think, the blast effects. This is a 5mm port, so if you have those, that is great, but this guy comes with no effects as is. And then moving on, you're going to take this little ladder piece and you are going to rotate it down like so. Take these 2 side panels, and they are on this little double hinge, and just start freeing this and start moving it down and accordioning it all the way up like that. And do the same thing on the other. Sorry, move it down and then just move these two panels all the way up like so. Grab this back section here and then just kind of work on separating that a little bit. That's going to kind of loosen everything up. That's going to allow you to move these panels down. And then move these back sections out on this little kind of accordion piece. So just kind of untab it from the back like so. Make sure this panel's down, and then you can move out the leg like that. And do that with the other side. Untab from the back, panel down, and extend this black piece from the leg, and close these up, and make sure the feet are folded down, because they're going to be folded up like this in vehicle mode. So either do those first, or moving these panels down will just basically automorph them for you. Come to the back. Grab these two back sections, and these back windows are going to become the heel. Or these back doors, sorry, are going to become the heel. Moving to the top of the robot, take this front section here, this front car section, grab, untab, and these entire parts are going to rotate out like that. Then just grab them and rotate these two parts forward. Grab the wrists and move them down to the sides like that. Then next up, what you're going to do is take this panel and you're going to push it down, and that's going to move the wheel down. And that's going to give clearance to allow you to grab this piece, to rotate it around like so. And then you're just going to repeat that with the other side, pushing the panel and wheel downward, and then moving this entire piece forward, creating the shoulders. Next up, take the wrist, flip it out, and repeat with the other side. And lastly, take the chest piece, untab it, move it downward. That's going to reveal the head cavity, and just kind of take that in the neck and flip it upward. And this entire section just retabs back into place like so. And finally, take the proton pack. There's going to be a tab here, port here, come around to the back, port here, tab here, and that's just going to kind of fit in like so. This does not tab very well. It does tend to fall off, but it does tab in well enough, in my opinion. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. The next step, you're going to take the wand. There's a little hole on the back here that's going to plug into this little port here, this little peg, and just kind of force that in. Well, don't force it. Just kind of, plug that in best you can. It's not a perfect fit, sadly, but it works well enough. And then you can either, if you want, have him hold it by the handle as more of, an actual gun, I guess, if that's what you want to do. And this just untabbed on me because I handled it wrong. That's fine. So you can have him, hold it like an actual gun if you want. Or he can actually hold it more like the actual wand. So you can just, take that and slide it in there first and then tab it in. And then you just have him, actually kind of holding it more like the proton pack, if you so wish. It's up to you. It's your toy to display it how you wish. And like I said, and you're seeing in action, this pack keeps falling off on me. And here we have Ectotron in his robot mode. And taking a closer look here, we see Ectotron is designed to resemble the look of a Ghostbuster, complete with a tan paint job emulating the look of the Ghostbuster jumpsuits, this black name tag with red lettering, and these gray night vision goggles that we could see Ray use throughout the film. For the articulation breakdown, his head can rotate a full 360 degrees. He can look up and down just a little bit. His arms can rotate up and down. This entire piece here in the backpack keeps it from doing a full 360 degrees, but you can, get it up to about there and down to his side. His shoulders can move up all the way like that, and then his arms can move up even further. He can rotate at the elbow a full 360 degrees, and his elbow can bend 90 degrees. His wrists can't rotate, but they can move in slightly due to transformation. He sadly has no articulation in the waist, but at the legs, he can do a full splits, and these are just on these very soft ratchets, so, they'll stay in wherever you put them. His leg can move out forward all the way, but it's limited to how far back you can move due to these clear window pieces. At the upper thigh, he can rotate a full 360 degrees, and at the knee, he can bend 90 degrees. His toe and heel technically have some up articulation at the toe and some down articulation at the heel, but there is no tilt, so that's really all you get there. Overall, Ectotron's articulation is pretty basic. I mean, there is enough here to where you can get all the basic poses, but I really wish there was just a tad more articulation. Maybe a waist swivel or an ankle tilt would have been nice, and would have given this guy some more posing options. Along with Ectotron, you also get this green translucent Slimer figure. With a design based off John Belushi of all people, Slimer was the first ghost captured by the Ghostbusters and kind of became a sort of mascot character for the franchise moving forward. And I think this little guy does a great job at replicating that look. His body is very dense, but I do have a slight worry about these arms and how fragile those may be. This is such a neat thing to include in the set. So before we get to the final thoughts segment, let's get this guy transformed back into his vehicle mode. And to do this, what we are going to do first is just remove the backpack and remove the weapon from his hand and just set those off to the side for now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chest piece, flip it down, take the head, flip it in, and flip that back up. Take the hands and flip those inward. Take these car pieces and just flip those out like that. Grab this wheel and shift that panel upward and do the same thing on the other side. Take these arms and rotate those up to where they fit underneath the hood here. Take the heels, flip the heels inward. Grab the legs, tab here, port here, plug those in, flip open these two panels, and that's going to allow you to just kind of accordion those legs forward. Don't do it all the way yet, just kind of leave it there for a moment. Come back up to the top real quick, and we're going to rotate those forward, and then take these two pieces and collapse them up and just tab them in, tab here, port here. A lot of panels going on here, another tab here, and another port here on the arms. Just kind of take those and make sure those are nice and tabbed in on the front. Woof. A lot of small little tabs, so it might take you a moment, but once you get all those lined up, they should tab in nice and easy like that. Grab these panels, these side panels, and these are on these little double hinges here, and you're just going to move these and accordion them downward until they fit into place onto the sides. And then lastly, you're going to take this back section and you're going to fully collapse it, move it up, tab here, and two more ports here and two more tabs here. And then just take this entire rear section and just start tabbing things in like so. Then come back to the bottom and don't forget to flip these panels up if you haven't already and flip the toes back up. Then finally, what we are going to do is we are going to take the proton pack, remove the gun, come to the top here, move this section, untab that hose, bring this section all the way forward, which is going to raise this piece here. And this is just on this little double hinge here, so just kind of hinge that backwards. That way this tab ends up going into this hole here, and just kind of tab that into place. Take this little red piece and flip that up there. And now this is a bit of a tricky part. You gotta kind of fit this hose around so you can tab it into the top of the Ecto-1 here. So to do this, there is a port here and a tab here on the hose. This does not stay well, but just kind of start moving it around and kind of fitting it, wedging it into this little space here, and just kind of put that tab into this hole here and just kind of hold it there, because that is where it's going to best kind of fit into this thing. Kind of move this hose out of the way best you can, so for clearance, and then just kind of move this, and this is going to end up draping out of the roof. So just kind of move this over, and there is tab here, port here, and port here, and just kind of take the hose, move it forward so that way it kind of goes underneath the roof, and just start trying to move this inward, and then you should be able to push downward to tab it in. Be very careful not to push, too hard, and then you can just take these little tabs here and start tabbing these down onto the side of the Ecto one before finally putting the final, well, I'm having some trouble there. So these are on these softer kind of tabs, so getting them in can be a little bit of a pain. And then you just get this little round peg here that goes into this hole, like that, like that, like that, like that. Please. There we go. And then just kind of re-tab that in, make sure that's all nice, and there we go. Like I said, it just takes a moment to get in there. Then next up, come to the other side and take this ladder and rotate it up, and there's going to be another tab here, another peg here, and just kind of tab that ladder into the backpack. And then finally, take this hose and plug it into this little port onto the front, like so. And then if you so desire, you can take the proton wand and just plug it in to the side here. It does cover up, the yellow canisters and a couple other details, but you can just kind of plug it in like that. And there we have Ectotron transformed back into his Ecto-1 mode. Closing out here, I find this figure to be such a nice collectible to have. As a fan of Transformers and Ghostbusters, I have been eyeing this guy for a while. I do find that he is maybe a tad pricey. I kind of wish maybe they included one other accessory, perhaps a proton stream that can attach to the 5mm tip on the wand, or maybe even a stand for Slimer since he does have a port for it in the bottom of his figure. And as is left to just kind of stand on the ground. With that being said, I think the overall figure does a great job at replicating the Ecto-1 and bringing to life what a ghost-busting Transformer would even look like. His transformation is very simple, which I think is great for all the casual fans who may want to pick up this figure, but don't want to mess with a complicated transformation. However, all of these panels and clear plastic windows do make me slightly concerned that one wrong move will snap or break something when transforming the guy. And of course, I cannot forget to mention my biggest concern. Yellowing. This guy has so much white plastic, which looks amazing, but this guy is basically cursed to start discoloring at even the concept of sunlight. It kind of makes me concerned to have this guy displayed to the point where I am considering putting him back into the box to ensure he remains as safe as possible. With all that being said, would I recommend this figure? If you are a Ghostbusters fan, then I think this would make for a very neat collectible if you are looking for something like the novelty of a transforming Ectomobile. If you have no love for Ghostbusters, then I think this is a pretty obvious pass. There really is nothing here for you if you just don't like the franchise. But if you are like me and love both Ghostbusters and Transformers, then I think this is a pretty good grab. Out of all the collaborative figures that I have seen, this is still one of my favorites visually. I really do love how this guy looks. I love the little Slimer figure you get, and I even love how the box is rocking the retro 80s design that we see with G1 Transformers. Overall, I am so happy to be able to own this guy. But hey, what do you all think? This has been GrimmmReviews. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!